And you're from East Boston? Yeah. You know where Our Lady of the Assumption is, Jeffers Point. And so these young people here are members of the parish. Some were in the church, some were outside the church, but they all listened to a catechesis, which is a series of talks that was given in the parish hall a couple years ago. And at the end of these talks, they're invited, if they want to continue meeting as a small community in the parish, meeting twice a week for Liturgy of the Word and for the Eucharist. And this is what they've been doing since that time. They're teenagers like any other teenagers, but they're really in a process of formation within the church, which is very rare amongst teenagers, very difficult. And they can also give their own experience tomorrow at breakfast if you're interested. But they're really on a kind of what we say itinerary of Catholic formation. It's very similar to the steps of the RCIA, if you're familiar with that, with different steps, different scrutinies. But it's a process that takes place over years, rather than just 1 year or half a year. It really is a post-baptismal catechesis, and that is to understand really what is this new nature that baptism gives you. In the past, in the early church, this catechesis took place before baptism, and then you went to the bishop, you were baptized, but the catechumenate really, since the time of Constantine, stopped, more or less, when adults came into the church and were baptized right away. And so this is kind of post-baptismal catechesis to understand what their baptism is and to live as Catholics, to live as Christians in a world that is very, that can tear you apart. And also to pass faith. It isn't just young people, but for people with families, to pass faith to your children, and for your children to pass faith to your children, like our Jewish brothers have always done, and like Catholics have always done. So, but also to instill in them a sense that when God calls you to the church, He calls you to a mission. That it's not just there to warm the pews, but to really to announce this good news. If you have experienced that Jesus Christ has saved you from something, that has rescued you maybe from some slavery to something, or just unhappiness, then out of gratitude you want to tell others. And it may be at your workplace, it may be at school, it may be in another parish, it may be wherever. So this combined sense of spiritual formation along with a sense of mission is really what the neo-catechumenal way is about. It began in this archdiocese with Cardinal Medeiros, who invited catechists in, and because he saw it as an instrument of evangelization in the hands of the bishop, and really a fruit or an implementation of the Second Vatican Council. It started amongst the poor in Madrid and in Rome, in the shanty towns, by a man named Kiko Arguello, and he was personally himself very much inspired by the writings of Charles de Foucault and the little brothers and sisters of the poor. That is simply to be a presence, a Catholic presence in the world, and simply the presence of a Christian for others to see what it's like to live according to Christ, and also to see that love exists. Love is possible. I could speak as short or as long as you like, but you're more than welcome. I'm married to Christine. We have 8 children. Actually, my daughter Claire it's her 20th birthday today, and so this is her community. I don't know, Sarah, if you want to give a speech. You want to give a speech? Also, I have his son Henry, who is here too as well. So. All right. Well, it's a Boston too? Yes. Yeah. We live in East Boston. Yeah. On Bennington. We're up in the Heights. Well, maybe you can talk with them. It's a pleasure to be one church together with you. Many different charisms in the church, and this is a good sign and expression of it.
Thank you very much.
Did you strengthen their spiritual life after baptism? You should sing more too.
Did you get the music on your thing, them full of singing?
Huh?
How great thou art. Did you get the music of that? When they were singing, how great thou art.
Oh.
Does that take that?
Oh, maybe I did. You want it?
Oh, I know, but I love it, you know. I just wondered if your machine would do that. That singing was great. I was asking who's going to sing again sometime, you know. Tape recorder or something.
Maybe I can put on the tape a piece of this.
I was going to ask him if they would ever consider making CDs with his group, you know. Because I think that'd be really good, you know, singing religious songs.
I'll send the link to Fernando and ask him to make a CD
I'll ask him to.
for you.
Yeah. I thought it was great, I really did. Because How Great Thou Art was one of my favorites anyway.
With minimal instruments, with minimal musical instruments.
Oh, yeah. What was the other one that was tapping there? Is that
What?
somebody tapping? Keep it time. Like one of the things in the jungles or something?
I don't know who was that. Tom?
I don't know who it was. It was behind.
Tom, maybe.
But
You can ask him. The tall man, the tall young man is Tom.
the other one I like is Amazing Grace. You know, for church songs, you know.
You didn't sing Amazing Grace today?
No, not today, no. But that's one of my big favorites too.
I always like Amazing Grace.
Another one that's nice too is on Eagle's Wings.
You just say you talk to people, but I saw like over 20 people.
Huh?
The meeting you just told me like you talk to people, but I saw like over 20 people.
Yeah, now 22. Include the priest, 23. Including the priest, 23.
That singing is beautiful. Not Fernando.
Yeah.
Somebody else.
Yeah, I didn't turn around to see who was singing. So next year we tell them 20 people. 20 people. Next year, what shall we say?
No,
20.
you just order it and they purge it and then make sure if there are short people and then we can take care of that. But every year, if you keep hold on and think,
Yeah.
every year it happens and why you just...
I don't know. I write in the flyer, pay by when, deposit by when. But they don't obey.
No,
They
sometimes...
come and give me on the day they come. It's not nice, right? Not considerate. I shouldn't complain. It's not considerate, right? I have to pay the whole bill. You know.
But you just deposit and make sure, when you make the deposit and you tell them you will be have 20 people and then it will be happen for 20 people.
No, didn't get 20 people to deposit.
Why?
They just
They believe
hold on, wait.
They come in every year and they should if I say yes.
Sometimes they don't really have the money.
Everybody's through eating, and if you have dishes in front of you, could you please bring them up? We'd like to
Somebody,
get them washed and go home, okay?
what did they say?
They just say like if we need and then bring the glass for them and they can wash it.
o'clock, isn't it?
Because they need to be
Next
done
thing
in the
is 7
kitchen.
o'clock here in the lounge. Yeah. And change my schedule.
So for us, the next thing, 7 p.m. in the lobby.